I'm going to play a game of rapid chess right at the end of this arena. Just one game, but there's only time for 2 or 3. But I'm only going to plan and play one game, so let's see how we get on. Actually, there's only time maybe for one. It might not even finish. 1560, good luck. It has to finish before the time runs out or it'll just abort. So I'll play it relatively quickly. Let's go slightly offbeat here. Normally you take with a pawn there. So I'm just threatening to take and play an endgame, but it's actually not necessarily that bad for white. Knight up, you can actually take the knight, but you've got to get into a slightly tricky endgame. So I'm going to take here, because the knight can come down like this and it can get a little bit messy. So which way do I want to develop? I'm just going to develop the knight, and then I've got to figure out which pawn I want to push. He'll probably like me to go in like this. He'd like me to take and undouble the pawns. He's probably going queenside, so I might do that as well, but I might go kingside just to mix it up. Pawn up here, he can come forward. Now knight across, we can do this, and then we've got a broken pawn structure. I quite like the look of that actually. I don't know how good or bad it is fundamentally. He doesn't have knight down. If he takes, it's a safe pre-move. I'm hitting bishop and knight, so threat to the bishop, but I'm just likely to push up and try and develop somewhere. I don't mind if he takes here, I don't think. It's pre-move in case he takes. It's a safe pre-move. So I'm just going for logical development moves, and like I said, I'm trying to pay attention to the tournament time here so that hopefully the game will finish before that expires. Doesn't mean it will, but let's just see. Right, so now bishop up makes sense, but again he can just drop the bishop back, and he'd be happy for me to take either way to undouble his pawns. So I wouldn't necessarily want to do that. He's gone kingside though. Well, I might as well develop the bishop anyway. So you'd probably drop the bishop back. That's what I would do. And it's a case of how can I develop an attack. Okay, I'm going to push here and see if I prompt this. Then we might be able to take and take. I'll do a pre-move in case he takes. He has pushed. Now can I sack and push here? I don't think so, but it's very tempting, isn't it? Rook across and just prepare a push. I don't see what's wrong with that. Again, I'll pre-move in case he takes, but I'm just going to try and play g5. He might have to play f4 there, he has. So I'm just going to try and blast forward here and open things up before he gets an attack going himself. So g5 is a logical move. Takes, takes, takes. Maybe pawn up, maybe takes, threatening to capture. Very dangerous. But it could easily backfire, easily. Could very easily go wrong this way. Okay, so I've got the pawn forward. No reason not to play it. Now if he takes here, do I push first or do I capture back? If I capture back, the bishop's pinned. Whoa, he's pushed forward. I didn't expect that. Did not expect that move. I think I have to take, right? If I check, I think he's fine. Okay, let's think about this one. I can take and he takes, he must be fine. Check. I guess he goes back here, but I can't ever open things up if I don't take. So if I go here, now he's got this, so I might have actually misplayed this here. What on earth do I do to stop rook here? I don't think I actually can. So rook up, rook across, rook across. There's actually not really anything that good for me here, is there? I'm going to go here and double up the rooks. But I think he's actually alright here. I think I've kind of misplayed this slightly. If I launch here, it gives him an immediate target, so I don't want to do that. If I go here, I think he can take and isolate my pawn. If I don't, I've got a backward pawn. Oh, he's pushed forward. Okay, well I guess I drop back then. I don't want to think for too mega long. Again, rook across, I'm going to play across. So I'll pre-move in case he takes, then he doesn't have the other rook across. I'm not in one move anywhere. It'd be very, very difficult to create any pressure here though. Maybe bishop back and I trade the bishop, but this pawn could just be lost and I could be lost. Maybe I need to try and target this, but I don't see how. I do not see how. So do I push now while I've got a chance to? Takes, gives him pawn down. I think I might be better off bishop back and trading here, but then he's going to come in. But my gut feeling is to try and trade the bishop and then play for rook to g2 and target his outer pawns. Sacrifice the h5 pawn to try and hopefully go for these. So if he comes forward, I'm going here. And I'm going to try and target them. That's what he's done. So I'm targeting these. If he defends it this way, I can step behind this pawn and he's got a choice whether he wants to trade or not. He might get aggressive and really counter punch, he might do. Will not surprise me. He's gone that way, so I can check him here and he goes back here. I can go here and he can go back there anywhere. But then I can maybe start to run. So I'm just going to see if he wants to take or if he wants to defend. Then I might go across this way somewhere. Just keep pressure on these pawns. Then I've got to decide, where I'm bringing the king. But not going to be easy at all to convert here. So now I'm going to try and go here, and I'm going to try and keep his king cut if I can. Keep pressure on these pawns, and I guess the king comes this way now. No real benefit going that way. So do I drop back and keep him cut? But then he can activate his rook. But his king's on the wrong side of the board, so I think I should keep him on this side of the board, and I should come prepare my pawns and then go around the back, I think. So I bring the king up. Now I'm going to try and get these pawns a bit further forward. We have 10 minutes left and a bit to finish the game, or it'll just abort. You see, if you put our times together, there's more time between us than what there is in the arena, so the game could vanish here. I hope it doesn't. Unless it goes horribly wrong, of course, but yeah, he's got the counterplay, that's what I meant. I think I have to push just one here. If he comes here, maybe I can push. Maybe I go here. Do I actually risk that? Now we've got a target here, but there's no easy way to get to it. So pawn up, takes, and I must be winning. I have to be winning. I don't think he can afford to trade everything off here, because my king's closer to the pawns than he is. But I might be making a mistake. Take. If I push here, he could counter push. He doesn't have to take. Oh, he's played forward. Have I just blundered? Have I just blundered indeed? I guess I can check and go here. Take looks fine. I can check. If he comes this way, I'm going here to hit this pawn, I think. Or I go here anywhere. Rook here looks kind of forced, doesn't it? If takes, I can take. If he takes here, I take, and it must be winning. Pawn down, king up. It feels logical to me, but it might be it might be lost. His connected pawns might be winning for him. If I lose my extra pawn, I'm just lost. But if he rook wanders off, I'm threatening check and take. So he takes. So I take, but now I've got the option to take with the rook if he takes, and if he wanders off, I've got check and take. If he goes here, check, we trade, I can push, but now my king must be getting in. King must be getting in, and then I'm creating a passed pawn. This should be winning for me. It should be. Again, amateur games are never over till they're over, of course, because we blunder all over the place all the time. But it looks winning. His king's too far away. If he pushes either pawn, I counter push here. I just come forward and collect, and see, either pawn pushes, I counter with the other one. If he pushes, I just collect it. So I think it's over, but they're never actually over till they're over. He's resigned it, so that's got me back my 2000 rapid rating as well. Excellent, very, very good.